Hello everybody and welcome to Simulate Gaming, and welcome to my first look here at the Ropa DLC for Farming Simulator 17. Big thank you to Giants for sending me a code to check this out and show you guys. So with that said, let's jump straight into it and show you what we got. So I've got it all lined up here, ready to go. We've also got some fitting vultures with a fitting paint scheme. What do you guys think? They look quite cool with the Ropa DLC. So yeah, let's go ahead and head to the store real quick and we'll show you how much everything is, what the names of everything is, and what it does essentially. So let's go ahead and head to store. We'll click on Ropa here. So first up, we've got the, now I hope I said these names correctly, I do apologise if I'm saying them wrong. The Keeler 2, this is £120,000. This is a trailed behind, pull behind, whatever you want to call it, potato harvester. 2 metre working width, 10,000 litres holding capacity, requires 150 horsepower, and as you can see it holds potatoes, because potato harvester, obviously. Top speed of 6 miles per hour when you're using this thing. Next up, we got the Ropa Mouse 5, £369,000 for this one, 24 miles an hour. The top speed on this machine is, of course, it's self-propelled. It has 354 horsepower and obviously holds sugar beets. Now, the pickup of this is 10.2 meters, so this picks up the beets basically. Next up, we've got quite an interesting machine. Looking forward to checking this one out. This is the... Now, give me a second, because this is a bit of an awkward name to say for me. Nawaro Moles? Nawaro. No idea. Really bad with names. That's what I'm going to go ahead and say right now. This is £328,000, so it's actually cheaper than that one. And it does more things. I'll show you that in a second. So this has 354 horsepower. Once again, 24 miles per hour working speed, but it's only 8 meters working width. But this one can literally pick up anything. So we've got wheat, barley, canola, sunflowers, corn, fertilizer, silage, you name it, we've got it. I'm going to be showing you that in a second. And the main boy, well, not necessarily the main thing, but what I'm counting as the main thing, we've got the Tiger 6 XL. Now this has 768 horsepower, top speed of 24 miles an hour, holds 43,000 litres of sugar beets. Obviously just holds sugar beets. The maintenance, by the way, for this thing is £1,700 a day. Of course, it's going to be dollars if you've got it in dollars, or euros if you've got it in euros. And it tells you down here that it requires the RRXL 9x45, which is this thing here. This is basically the header for it. This is a 4 metre working width. This is going to cost you an extra £79,000 on top of the £500,000 for that. £80 a day maintenance charge. Of course, it only picks up beets. 7 miles an hour working speed. And it goes on to the Tiger 6 XL, which we just saw. And we also have an interesting trailer for this thing. Now, I'll show you why this is interesting in a minute. You may just be thinking it's a normal header trailer. This works a little bit differently, and I'll show you why in a second. Well, you actually load it up a bit differently. I'll show you that in a second. This is called the transport for the RRXL 9x45. £9,000 this header trailer will cost you. £5 a day maintenance cost. That's pretty good, that one. So that's everything in the store for now. Let's go ahead and take a look at everything. So here we have the header trailer and the header. Now, it looks like a normal header trailer. It is a normal header trailer, but actually this thing attaches on the bottom and the top. You can kind of see there. It's hard to tell because they're both yellow. So what we're going to do is get into the Vulture here. We'll pull this thing forward. We'll find a convenient place to put this on. Let's go ahead and turn it like this for now. Get it reversed. Like that. That'll do it. Cool. Right, let's go ahead and get that Vulture turned off a minute. So we're going to get into the Tiger now, and we are going to hook her up, get her unfolded, and see what she looks like. You probably hear custom engine sounds to these things, which is incredible. Let's go ahead and hook this up real quick. So as we hook this up, in fact, let's get the hood turned on so we can see what we're doing here. A little bit off center there, my bad. Try that again. There we go. That's much better. Get it hooked up. Now, like I said, it attaches on the bottom as well, so it's going to slide out from the bottom and the top. So to put this thing on the header trailer, you obviously have to have it folded, and then the bottom bit of the header goes underneath, and the top bit goes on top. You disconnect, and she's on. So it's pretty cool. It's like we've not seen before. It doesn't just sit on top like most of the other ones. Let's get that hooked up. Cool. Let's go ahead and get this whole thing unfolded here. You can see the Augers coming out now. Let's go ahead and get the header unfolded as well. This just folds down basically, then you have the guide that pops down as well. So you see all the Auger inside moving up now. Let's go ahead and get the pipe out for this thing actually. So So there she is. Let's go ahead and get the lights on real quick and show you what the lights look like. So we've got some lights on the header there as well. We've got some, well, actually, I'd say 360-degree lighting on this thing. It's pretty cool. You can do that independently, of course, like that. We've got our front working lights on keypad 5, and keypad 6 is our, what I'm going to call the 360 working lights. Beacons are all over this thing. We've got 2 on the cabin. We've got 2 on the back. So yeah, everyone's going to see you coming down the road. And of course, we've got our indicators and hazard lights on this thing as well. So let's move her up. I will show you the interiors in a second. I'm going to go ahead and show you the externals real quick. Let's go ahead and get this thing turned on. See, the whole thing's animated, which is really cool. So we've got all the belts and stuff going through there, which are going to lift them up into the loading bay. We've got the Auger moving there. You see, we've come up to the top. So see if we can get... I'm going to set quite a low cruise speed here so that we can actually see what's going on. Let's do 3 miles an hour for now. Header's already lowered. Of course, you can do that independently. If you select it and then press V. Here you go. You can see it all working along here. So we've got... I don't really know what's actually going on inside. I'm not very good with the actual technical side of farming, but it's lifting them up off the ground and then putting them onto this little belt here, which is then putting them... What's the best way to see this? Along this belt here that you can see down on the corner. Don't know why I'm pointing, you guys can't see. Go to the bottom, it'll go up the top here. Not go very straight, but there we go. Lift them up and drop them into the holding bay, which is pretty cool. So what we're going to do right now is carry this thing on a minute. Let's go ahead and press H on that. He's actually going to put the Auger in again, but that's fine. So she's going to put the Auger in again. See if we can get a better look here. So you see they're going through the belt. They're then coming up onto this conveyor here and up to the top. Let's get a better view on this side. You see a bit better here that lift them off the ground and then just shove them along, leaving the forage behind. So that's the Tiger. We'll come back to this in a second. Let's go ahead and check out some other pieces of equipment. So I'm letting this thing fill up a little bit basically, and then we're going to go ahead, unload, and see what all that's like. So let's go ahead and check out something else. Cool, so next up we're going to check out the trail behind potato harvester. This is the only potato harvester in the pack. This is the Keeler 2 once again. It's pretty big, this thing, pretty beastly. So I've got a nice little powerhouse of a Vulture on the end of this thing, ready to take it with a matching colour scheme once again. Let's go ahead and get the Vulture booted up. And we'll head to a potato field. I've got a potato field down here ready to go. I have thought ahead and already planted my root crops off camera. Set the mailbox. A little game of mine I like to do. So our potato field is just here. So let's go ahead and get this thing unfolded and see which side we have to go on and stuff. Right, I've not actually seen this thing just yet, so let's see what side we need to go on. Looks like it's done. Okay, so it's going to be on that side. So let's go ahead and go on this side of the field. Like so. Straighten ourselves out. Cool, so it looks like this, what is the working width of this thing? Let me double check. So the working width of this thing is 2 meters, which probably 2 rows maybe? Right, okay. So yeah, probably 2 rows this thing. As you can see, we've got like guides there, so I'm going to assume that's the case. Get this thing lower down, turned on, and we'll make a start on this. So there's actually 3 rows. I think we can get 3 rows out of this thing if I move over a little bit. Yeah, if you drive like that, you can actually get 3 rows out of this thing, which is pretty cool. So once again, some of the things going on here. We're lifting the potatoes off the ground. It's hard to go straight when I'm looking around like this. So the potatoes are getting lifted up onto the conveyor belt. They're going through the back here. Pushed all the way to the back, and then all the way to the front. This thing's got quite a path before it actually gets to the loading bay here. And then eventually it'll end up in the little cargo hold we got there. It's really, really like this thing. I think I'm going to use a lot of this equipment, to be fair, in my Let's Plays. Right, so get that lifted up at the end, the pickup at the end. We're going to go ahead and go down this pass here. We'll get a hired worker on once again, so that we can take a little walk around whilst it's working and see exactly what's going on. Right, ready? Go. So they're going to be working now. Yeah, it's blocked by me. So yeah, here we go. A little bit close up. This is getting picked up here, going along the belt. I can actually float with this mod I've got installed. Goes along the belts here, all the way to the cargo hold, which is pretty cool. So here's the Auger. This is obviously how you unload them at the end. We'll be showing you that when it's a little bit more full. Right, so he's going to carry on working on these potatoes. Once again, we'll wait till it's full, and then we'll take over and unload and see what we can do with the potatoes and stuff. So next up, in fact, no, we have to go back to the Tiger. Let's see how full the Tiger is real quick. Okay, so the Tiger is working well nicely here. We're going to actually stop her at the end of this pass here and unload. Like so. Cool. So So keep it like that for now. Let's go ahead and unfold the auger. I keep calling it auger. It's not really an auger. It's more of a conveyor belt. Let's unload the conveyor. We'll dump them here for now. Like so. Makes a little pile of beats there. We're going to carry, we'll let her carry on once we've unloaded this load here. So there's quite a big pile in there from that, what was that, 3 rows? Yeah, 3 rows it looks like. So we got quite a lot of beats out of that. Right, let's get it, the conveyor belt folded in again. And we'll carry her on along here. Gonna miss a bit, aren't they? They're gonna miss a bit? No, that's okay, cool. So that's a man. He's gonna carry on now. And we're gonna go ahead and start scooping up these sugar beets. So we're gonna jump into this vulture that I've already got prepared over here. And then we'll check out, well, in fact, what one should we check out first? Let's check out the Moles 5. Moles 5? However you say it. Once again, I really do apologise. I'm quite bad with names and stuff. Yeah, jump in. We'll get it bit up. Right, change plan. We're going to get this out first so we know exactly where we're parking the trailer. Should have thought about that. So this thing I've saw on the Giants Instagram and stuff. This has got a really cool unfolding animation. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that. Once again, this is the Moles 5. This has, of course, got lights. Now, the front of this thing sort of looks like that blue thing off Bob the Builder. I don't know names. Didn't really watch it as a kid, but it's got like a smiley face at the end. You can tell it's got quite a large pickup going along the sides there. What did I say it was again? It's 10.2 meters. So yeah, pretty big. And then we've also got the conveyor belts and stuff folded up. So let's go ahead and unfold it real quick. So the cab lifts up. Don't know if you guys saw that. The cab actually goes up and down, and the inside of the cab, the steering wheel and stuff, actually rotates as well, like that. I'll show you the inside once again in a second. Right, so he's now facing behind, which is interesting. So we'll go to the cab, watch her unfold properly. So we've got loads of auger pipes and stuff sticking out. Cool, so now she's finally unfolded. Let's go ahead and get her in position here. This thing's quite huge, quite vast. Let's get her lower down like that. And I'm not going to turn her on just yet because we want to go ahead and collect our vulture real quick. Okay, let's position this underneath. Hopefully it will fit. It looks like we've got loads of room underneath. Loads of room. Let's get a position just under here like so. Jump back into the moles, however you say it. Actually, how would you get into this thing in real life? I'm going to try and see if we can find the stairs. So we've got a ladder here that goes up to here. And then we've got some steps going into the cab, which is pretty cool. Look at that. You can actually walk up and down here as well. For those of you that like doing ultra-realistic stuff, you jump up and walk up to here. Let's go ahead and get it turned on. And she's working away. Right, I'm going to go ahead and do this third burst, as you guys can see. So you see the beats are being picked up from this pile here. Now, one way you could do this, is, of course, is do it on the field there and then, and have the trailer following you. No, I think we need to reposition the trailer, actually. Yeah, we need to reposition the trailer, get it a little bit closer. So we've picked up that whole pile. If we were... Oh, gosh, we're going to have a little accident here. So if we'd actually parked properly, we'd have done that whole pile, which was like 3 whole passes in literally about 10 seconds, which is really, really fast working time on this thing. So it's a good way of getting rid of the beats quite quickly. Right, that's a much better position. Let's jump back into the moles, or the moles. Kind of picking this up. So look how fast the pile is disappearing. This thing is going to be quite efficient if you have it, if you do a lot of sugar beets on your farm. Like so. So we now got the whole pile. Once again, it was only 3 passes, but we did that. If we positioned the trailer properly in the first place, we would have had about 3 lines done in about 10 seconds, maybe, something like that. Just go ahead and get this thing folded up again, and we'll see what it looks like when we fold her away. So the Auger goes in first. Folds up like that. I'm assuming that thing on the back's a weight. What do you guys think? I'm going to assume that's a weight. Now the cab lowers down, the pickup folds up, and actually the headlight at the front goes up and down as well. That's pretty cool. Of course, we've got working lights all over this thing. We've got the front, the back. They're actually on the back. The lights are actually on the weight, so I'm assuming when it's unfolded, it's lighting up your working area properly. So there we go. That is the moles. Real quick look at that thing. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is... Actually, we need to unload this trailer again. So let's quickly unload the beats that we've literally just loaded up. There we go. That's done quite quickly. Get that unloaded. We'll get the trailer folded up because we want to check out our next machinery. So this is the hard one to say. Narrow Moors. This once again is the other machine that picks up more than just the beats. So let's go ahead and jump into it real quick, if we can find the door here. So once again, we've got the ladder going up to the back here, going along to the back of the cab is where you enter on this thing. Okay. And we'll get this thing taken over to a little area that I got ready over here. So as we go along here, we've got our beacons, of course. We've got one at the back, two at the front. We've got working lights on the front there, just underneath the warning stripes. Working lights, the front ones, of course, are all over the cab. It's like a 180-degree angle on them. Working lights are hard to see at the moment because obviously it's folded up, but we'll see when it's unfolded. This thing's pretty much the same as the other one. It's just that we've got a different pickup, I believe. So here's where we're going to go. This next right turn here. Cool. So you can see I've got a pile of silage and a pile of wood chips ready to go. So just to show you guys that we can do more than just the sugar beets with this thing, let's go ahead and get it unfolded. Once again, similar sort of concept. The cab lifts up. In fact, it's an auger in this case. The auger lifts down. Little protection shield lifts up there to protect the driver, which is nice to know. So it doesn't flick through the cab. The conveyor belt there unfolds like so. So yeah, I'm assuming this thing at the end's a weight to balance. In fact, I'm going to show you it is, because the auger's at the back there on the right. So yeah, the back left will be a weight. So have a proper look at the lights here. So as you can see, like I said, they're attached to the rear weight there. Gives us a little bit more light at the back of the machine. Right, so let's go ahead and line this thing up. Once again, we're doing silage. Let's go ahead and jump back into the Voltra. Okay, so let's go ahead and can we actually drive through this tree? A bit unrealistic, but we need to get here. Right, let's see if we can position this thing properly this time. Like so, that should do it. Reverse a little bit. Cool, so let's see how this thing works when we pick up, in this case, silage. Once again, we can do wood chips as well, and we'll do that if we can. Right, let's jump back into this thing here. Lower the pickup down. And we'll get started. So this is now chopping away at the silage. Take it along the conveyor belt into the trailer. So yeah, this thing's going to become very, very handy. I'm probably going to use this thing more than anything in this pack, I think. Especially if you use this on a, if you've got an open clamp, this thing will become very, very handy for doing your silage and stuff. Like so. This thing's not as fast as the other one. Of course, you can see this is me trying to go forward here now. So this thing's a little bit slower than the other one. So if you are just using sugar beets, like if you've got a sugar beet farm, for example, I will recommend the just the normal Morse 5. But this thing's obviously got to chop away at the silage, so you'd expect it to be a bit slower. So let's quickly jump out and have a look at this thing from the outside. So we've got the auger spinning there. We've got the, what would you call this, a blade, maybe? Chopping away at the silage there. It's then going along the conveyor belt underneath. Let's have a look under here. We went through the map a little bit then. In fact, we're empty. But they're going up the conveyor belt, all the way along here, up to the final one where it unloads into the trailer, which is pretty cool. In fact, we have got a little bit left. Let's quickly pull forward a little bit. Let's go through, have a look here. So there we go. It's coming up the conveyor, and then dropping down into here, and then going up into the trailer. So yeah, really handy this thing. I'm going to be using this thing a lot, I think, providing we can actually afford it. So what we're going to do is try once again do with wood chips, just to be sure. Just get a little bit there. Let's get the pickup lifted. We'll move her out of the way real quick. So I'm going to unload this trailer now, and we'll try again with the wood chips. Okay, so we're ready to go again with the wood chips. Let's go ahead and line this thing up here. Hopefully I've parked the trailer in roughly the right place. Looks like we're a little bit too far away, actually. Reverse. Line up a bit better here. Right, let's get the header lower down. We'll get it spinning. Is it going to reach the trailer? That's the question. No, we need to reverse the trailer a little bit. Alright, try that again. So we've finally moved her out of the way. Yeah, as you can see, it is working with the wood chips now. We've got her into a proper position. So once again, obviously works exactly the same, but now you should be able to see the wood chips going through. So going all the way up here, dropping down into this large conveyor, and then up to where it actually finally unloads into the trailer, which is pretty cool. Carry on with this. So there we go, that is the, how'd you say this thing again? I have no idea how to say that. I do apologise. It's a bit of an awkward name to say that for me. I'm not very good at names at the best of times. So, with that said, that's pretty much everything. We need to go ahead and unload this once again. So let's go ahead unload this, and we'll see if the potatoes are ready to be unloaded. Okay, ready, so we are now back with the Kilo 2 potato harvester. This thing is now ready to unload, so we've already gone ahead and got the pipe out, so it lifts up like that. You press Control I, of course, to unload to the ground. You can put it into a trailer if you want, if you can find a trailer small enough to fit through there. But I think, for me, the best way to do this would be to unload to the ground. I think that's going to be the quickest way to do it, anyway. Right, okay, so that is the machine. It turns out you can't actually pick up the potatoes with the thing, so you have to get a wheel loader, or of course, unload into a smaller trailer. But we've brought the vehicles back here right now, just so I can show you the interiors. I had head tracking on before, that's why I didn't show you the last time. So let's jump into the Tiger real quick. So we've got ourselves a nice little reverse camera there, or rear camera there. Nice steering wheel on that side. What camera is that? That looks like a top view camera, maybe? Top view up there. Of course, we've got our actual implement screen there as well, with a joystick. We've got all the various buttons down here. Really nice interior, actually. We've got some buttons up there for your working lights and stuff. This is pretty sweet. Not really sure what that is. It looks like that's positioning for the augers and stuff down there on that little panel. One thing I didn't show you, which some people are going to ask, maybe, is the horn sound. So we've got different engine sounds, which sounds amazing. I'm not sure we've got a different horn. Let's find out. We do. We have a brand new horn. Finally, so we can probably start seeing this in mods and stuff soon. They got their own little horn, and we assume these are going to be the same. Let's go ahead and jump into these. This one here is the moles. Oh, this is the narrow moles. Not really sure how to say it. Once again, I'm pretty sure someone's going to tell me in the comment section how to say it properly. I do apologise if I've completely butchered the name. So this is the interior of this one. Once again, sounds different to anything we've ever heard before. This sounds a lot more deeper than the Tiger. Let's check out the horn. I think that's the normal horn that we had from the heavy equipment. So we've actually got a camera there as well, showing a picture of the, or what's going into it, basically, on the conveyors. Nothing on this side, we've got a little joystick there. The steering wheel's nice, it comes out from the side, it doesn't go straight down, so we have a clear view of what you're picking up, which is really cool, I like that. We've got all the different control panels over here. Looks like we've got an emergency stop button there as well. That's not something you see often. Nice little screen display there, shows you the conveyors and stuff. Up here, we've got lights again, and batteries. Got a radio on this one, which is pretty cool. We've got our working lights and stuff up here. Our beacon lights are on that side. Nice seat on this one as well. So that's the interior of this one. I'm going to assume this one here is going to be exactly the same. If we can get into it. Jump. There we go. So yeah, this one's pretty much exactly the same. Conveyor camera once again. Same as that one. Does this one have the same horn as that one? Yeah, same horn as that one. And then, of course, this one does have an interior. So that was the my first look at the Ropa DLC. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please slap that thumbs up button. It really does mean a lot. Hit subscribe to see more for myself. All links to the DLC from the pre-order will be in the description box below for Steam and also the Giants website. I've been Simulate Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.